Hello, everyone. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of July 17th. This is this like basket week. You guys heard about that? What's it called? Someone's basket. Where the major planets line up and are sextiling and conjuncting each other in a way that creates a kind of bowl or basket. I can't think of his name. But this is a moment that astrologers say is a very big deal. And that it sets in motion a new era. What's it called? Something basket. I don't know. I'm forgetting what it's called. But that is here this weekend. We just had the Cancer new moon. So hoping that that was probably an emotional time, but probably also kind of a sweet time. Because one of the things that's echoing in space right now is this idea of home. And start at the beginning, home as me, home as myself being a safe place. So am I home in my own body? Am I taking good care of myself? Am I creating sacred space, even in my own system? And then in my home, actual home, right? Whatever that looks like, even if it's temperate. What is the sense of home? Home in other people, home in relationships. And the invitation is true home, not just an idea of what it's supposed to look like. Can I paint a pretty picture with it? But can I rest there? Can I relax there? Am I myself there? Am I safe there? Am I protected? And even more so, am I adored there? And so I would imagine around this Cancer new moon, there was some recognition that either you have that in some aspect of your life that maybe you're taking for granted, or maybe you've never had it before and you're looking around saying, oh, wow, this is what I need. This is what home feels like in this part of my life. Or you looked around and said, wow, I'm supposed to feel better here. I don't like the way there's tension in a space that there's supposed to be relaxation. Or I don't like the way I feel hypervigilant in a space where I'm supposed to truly relax. So the new moon is just letting us see what needs to evolve next in terms of safe space, in terms of home, in terms of how we nurture and care for ourselves. And now we're moving into this week that everyone's very excited about. See your local astrologer, go see my cousin Maddie. They will talk in quite depth about what this moment means. What I will say from a tarot, from our podcast time together, was that last week we had the World card. And when I pulled a card for this week, I got the Fool. So those of us who know a little about the tarot know that the Fool is a unique card in the tarot in that it represents 0, pure potential. It's the first card of the deck. It's before we even exist. There is the void. There is potential. I've never had make hearts before. But there's the pure potential, that 0, the beautiful fullness and pregnant void of the 0. And then you move through the entire major arcana. So 1 magician, 2 high priestess, and you take the long journey through all the 21 cards. And the last card would be 21, which would be the World card, which is the card we had this past week. But with numerology, as we've talked about before, tarot and numerology are sister arts, and they're woven together, and they're constantly dialoguing with each other. And in the overlay of the tarot and numerology, there is no card for number 22. 22 is actually the Fool as it moves through the portal of the world. So it's like I did the whole cycle. I walked the whole path and I come to a gate. And as I move through the gate with the wisdom and the learning and the evolution of what I've moved through, what I've become, what I've metabolized, what I've alchemized into my own medicine and my own sense of self, you move through and you become the Fool again. You open from completion to pure potential once again. And you move into the minor arcana. So you move into the wand energy with this sense of, I'm different now. And the world is my oyster. And who knows what could happen. It's a beautiful energy. So my point is that for us to, in this moment where the astrologers are excited about this, the beginning of a new era, for us to go from a world week, which is the biggest ending you can receive in the messaging of tarot, into the Fool, which would be the next progression into a whole new cycle, is just interesting, right? It's just interesting and beautiful and poetic and serendipitous that that's the card that we would pull. The 22 in numerology and in the tarot is a master number. It means that we have the possibility of feeling the energy of this card as a 4, so 2 plus 2 is a 4, meaning that we're going to create more stability for ourselves, which again echoes back to that Cancer new moon. What feels safe to me, what feels like stability, what feels like home to me. So the possible expression of that 22 is the 4. I'm going to create a foundation, a container, a safe space. But the possibility is to vibrate higher, is to call in something unique with this 22. And 22 is the number of Christ consciousness, which means not only do I want to build a safe home, but it comes back to that alchemy of, I also want to begin to perceive the world from my heart space. I want to be the change that I need, that the world needs, not because I'm efforting harder, but because I'm becoming more aligned in my essence, in love, in my medicine. So to enter a new cycle, to enter the Fool after the world, is to kind of come back to the innocence that we began with and that I think we return to, and to come to the pregnant void, to the possibility of all things with our eyes wide open, like with a sense of, I actually am wiser and clearer and more powerful and more integrated, and now I begin again. So it's beautiful, beautiful energy. The Fool we can feel a little unprepared. We can feel a little foolish. It's always interesting to me when I teach tarot because I love the Fool energy. I'd say again, it's pure potential. It's so joyful. You have, God and talk about the thermal winds at your feet. You cannot fall. You can literally leap and the net will appear. That's the energy of the Fool card. But when I teach it, people have such a strong reaction to this card, and often a very negative reaction to this card. Because in our culture, I guess, the idea of being foolish is forbidden. And it comes back to that idea of you're not allowed to not know. You're not allowed to be foolish. You're not allowed to make a mistake. You're not allowed to trust anyone but yourself. And so I hope when the Fool card comes in, especially on the heels of this Cancer new moon, I hope you have some sense of, like I said, where you are already a safe space for yourself. I hope you have a sense of where there is a larger benevolent energy around you that wants you to be safe in the world. I hope that you have a sense, and I say this to the women I work with all the time, you can trust yourself. So can you do things that you're not sure what the other person's going to do, or you're not sure how it's going to turn out? Yes, because you trust yourself. And if you are a full-bodied yes to it, it's never a mistake. Will it stay with you forever? Will it be the thing, the person? Maybe, maybe not, but you can trust yourself. You'll know what to do. And if you're a yes right now, there's something to be honored in that. There's something about that momentum, that direction that is there to teach you and show you something. So the Fool is heart open, full wingspan, full trust. And yeah, it's interesting that we're entering Condor this weekend, those of us in shaman school, because it really does have the sense of the thermal winds. The Fool is completely relaxed, catching each wind, knowing that each wind is going to kind of lift it, and then as it drops, another wind's going to lift it, and that there's an effortlessness to it that feels really good. You feel very connected. The Fool travels light. That seems to be coming up here as well. And I guess what I would say about the Fool always, but particularly this week, is let yourself be hopeful. Yes, it's a wild world. Yes, we get our hearts broken. Yes, we get disappointed. And yet, it's also beautiful. And yet, it's worth it. And my girlfriend and I were talking about that this morning. We will lose this body. We will lose the people we love. We will lose jobs and projects and creative endeavors and spaces that felt really good, that feel really good. And there's something so brave and courageous about being willing to honor what is beautiful, what was beautiful, and not to get stuck in it. The Fool card is really going to call you out onto the road again. It's going to call you to be hopeful, to wonder, to get curious. And I couldn't wish for something better for you, for me, for all of us. Especially if we think about Barbel's basket, is that what it? Especially if we think about this major harmony of these planets. If it's really ushering in a new era, maybe it can be better. Maybe we can be better. Maybe we can care for each other more deeply, more easily, with more joy and play. A new world is a new world. It's TBD, to be determined. And the Fool energy coming in says, better to be hopeful, better to have faith and see what happens from there. Okay, that's what I got for you. Wishing you a wonderful weekend, wishing all of us in Condor deep breaths, deep exhales, and eyes wide open. And the rest of you, I will check in with you next week. But let yourself be hopeful. Let yourself go out on the road, have an adventure, try something new. Let yourself be foolish. It's okay to stumble and fall. My other friend was talking about that business saying, fail fast, fail often. Something like that is here with us with like, whatever. No harm in trying, no harm in wanting, no harm in falling over. You can trust yourself to get back up and then you try again. And isn't that worth it? To fail fast, fail often, but then when you hit it, it feels so good. And I don't know, we get in our way so much trying to look a certain way or be perceived a certain way. You're messy, you're human. So is everyone. Like, welcome to the club. You might as well have a good time while you're here. All right, talk to you later. Bye.